Good day, and welcome to episode 38 of the 100 Spin Test, where I take roulette strategies and deliberately play them poorly. There are too many distractions which prevent people from playing roulette perfectly. So the goal of this channel is to honestly see if certain flat betting strategies can deal with real-world distractions and human imperfection. Unfortunately, the internet is full of frauds and scumbags, YouTube and the gambling niche doubly so. I wouldn't trust most free advice as honest, and purchased advice is not worth its cost. The damage of this is that this over-sensationalized bad advice can cost people money, and the frauds don't assume any responsibility because they're just spouting BS for quote-unquote entertainment purposes. Today's test strategy is one that I pulled out of my fat ass, and it's called Play Like a Crow. I'm going to submit it to the Roulette Master, one of the bigger bullshitters among YouTube roulette channels, and see if 1, he plays it, and 2, if he can make it win. I'll be pleasantly surprised if he takes this on, but considering the shite that he presents currently, I would assume that it should make the cut. I play flat bets, so I don't have a progression strategy, but I'll tell him to Mitchell-Gale it, that is double each bet, +1 on loss. Since I play online, I'll use a European wheel, but to get the best experience of this strategy, I advocate using a 000 wheel. There are 10 winning numbers out of a possible 37, giving you a 27% likelihood of winning on each spin. The 0 siphons off 2.7% of each bet in aggregate due to the house edge provided by that jealous green 0, so even if we win our expected 27 times, we will still be down $2.70. This is why folks who claim to win all the time are liars or just naive. To simplify things for analysis and scaling, I've set the unit size to one imaginary dollar, euro, pound, dinar, yen, franc, krona, rupee, or peso. Just put one straight-up bet on 10 individual black numbers. For this test, I'm going to use 2, 6, 8, 10, 15, 17, 22, 28, 33, and 35. You will win 26 units if you land on one of those 10 numbers and lose 10 if you miss. It's that simple. Even a non-degen can do it. A bonus with this bet is that you can play it pissed to the gills, just like the casinos want you to. As always, the animated graph below shows the progress of the strategy as misplayed and gives a hint at how volatile the bet is. Also, there is a chart from jackace.com showing the payouts and losses for this bet. A link to Jack's bet analyzer is in the video's description.
Now let's speed things up and watch the progress. I'll be back at the end to summarize.
I'll own that it's easy to talk shite about others, especially behind the anonymity of a robo-voice. So, after the summary, I'll do a real money bonus with real pennies. You know, the coins so worthless that the mint stopped producing them in 2012. The name Play Like a Crow comes from the Play Like a Pro strategy that I actually like, and, because the chips are played on black, just like a crow's feathers, but I also loved Mystery Science Theater 3000 back in the 90s, and Crow T Robot was my favorite character. There you go, 2 origin stories. We'll see if the Roulette Master picks up my strategy, but I understand if he doesn't since I dissed him like he was a West Coast rapper. East Coast represent. Anyhow, this crazy outcome was completely unexpected. I was just clowning around, and this video is filler because I needed to postpone Jerry G and Roulette Grinder's ABC 123 video until I can find a way to automate it, or just play it on a bc.game studio-based penny table. On today's test, We won 32 times and lost 68. That's 5 more wins than expected, and it made a big difference in the final fake money profit. We reached a low water mark of -30 by the third spin before rocketing up to +282 and eventually closing out at +224. We were in profit for 94% of the spins. I ran a few statistical tests on the results. The chi-square test indicated that these results were likely random. Chi-square almost always says random, so don't read too much into that. The average number of spins before we got a hit was 3.0 with a standard deviation of 1.7. That means it took 5 spins to get a win 65% of the time and 7 spins or less 95% of the time. The maximum number of consecutive wins was 3 and maximum consecutive losses was 5. There were 2 repeaters. 1 and 29 repeated once. The hot 3 numbers were 17 and 33 with 7 hits each, and 15 with 6 hits. The cold 3 were 16, with no hits, and 6 and 30 with 1 hit each. This half-assed strategy was fake money profitable on both the 10 spin short and 100 spin test. I'm going to put up $10 against the sketchy bc.game original roulette table in an attempt at a three-peat after the canned gamble safe message. It's a sincere message. It's just that I never change it. Keep in mind that casinos don't exist to make you rich. In fact, they exist to drain from your wallet whatever you allow them to take. Never take gambling advice at face value. Test any strategy that you plan to play on a free online game and read as many critiques about the strategy that you can find. Some strategies only work for a limited time, and the remainder don't work at all. Adjust your risk and loss tolerance accordingly. I received a request from viewer Ravelt to run the chart on the bonus money bets as well. The chart is my favorite part of the video, so I said sure. I go on binges of video making and I don't release videos in order, so it may not be a permanent fixture for a while. It's a lot of work, but it will provide an incentive to do more and better automation. Here is my first attempt at running the chart on a real money bonus. We didn't get the three-peat. Reds and zeros were overrepresented and the long losing streak from about spin 50 to 65 sealed our fate. This outcome speaks to my suggestion to test and retest, then retest again at different times and on different games. Even though we lost 28 cents, it was only the house edge, we still won the expected 27 times. These 10 numbers have the same likelihood of hitting as any other 10 numbers. If you want to experiment, start on a free table or one in demo mode. Maybe even try looking at a game history and pick from what's overrepresented, whether it's color, parity, range, or a specific dozen or column. Whatever you do, test thoroughly before betting real money. A link to the results for both tests is in the description for those interested in analyzing the results.
Good luck until the next time.